Social media has ruined relationships.
Social media has completely ruined our generation's relationship expectation.
Welcome back to the Dating View. In today's video, we're talking about the impact social media has had on modern dating. Men and women share why they believe social media has changed and in many ways damaged dating expectations, connections, and relationship dynamics. From unrealistic standards and comparison culture to attention, economy, and constant validation. If you enjoy videos like this, make sure to hit the like button. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos about the reality of modern dating.
Here are all the reasons that I think social media has completely ruined our lives, whether we realize it or not. Number one, everyone's trying to look the exact same. No one wants unique lips, a unique nose, unique eyebrows, unique hair, unique outfits, unique shoes. Nothing is unique. We have to find inspo from everyone else about what we want. We have no individualism anymore, none. It's not inspo if you are just plagiarizing someone else's face. It is not inspo if you are plagiarizing someone's style. We are teaching women that it costs a crap ton of money to be beautiful, to be the beauty standard, and then wondering why mental illness is so much worse in this country today. We make each other overthink ourselves all the time. If I get on this app and I talk about the 7 reasons why I knew I had ADHD, you don't think a young, vulnerable mind might watch that and say, oh, I relate to 2 or 3 of those, maybe I have ADHD too? Sometimes someone's just quirky, has weird qualities. Sometimes you can relate to someone without being just like them. We've lost the art of in-person community completely. Malls are empty now. Santas are sitting there waiting for their kids to come get pictures taken and no one shows up. We have the sense of entitlement, oh, well, I don't owe anyone anything. If I'm not doing well, I'm not gonna show up. You want a village, but then you don't wanna be a villager, and that's because of social media. I think a lot of that has to do with feeling like we can all see each other's lives through the screen, so we don't feel obligated to show up in person. I know what my friends are doing 24/7. Therefore, I don't feel as obligated to reach out to them and check in because I knew where you were just an hour ago. I see you're having a good night. Why would I feel the need to ask what you're up to? Oh, and we're giving kids just the attention span of a walnut. There's no more journaling, keeping a diary, even just handwriting in general anymore because everything's online. Now we do video diaries. We come to our burner accounts and make videos about how we're feeling. Sometimes we even post them. And then we make ourselves worse by doing that because we get instant gratification. You instantly get the response you're looking for that validates you, comforts you, makes you feel better. So you don't think your entire life you're going to continue to look for that feeling, which goes into overconsumption. The overconsumption in society right now, especially in America, is unfathomable. And these are the same people that bitch and moan at you about climate change, mind you. You don't need to buy whatever is trending to treat yourself because you had yet another hard Tuesday. Life doesn't feel as fulfilling anymore because we are constantly looking for that instant gratification. We can order something and it's at our doorstep by the next morning. Why do you think our parents did vacations twice a year? That's your thing to look forward to. They gave you presents on your birthday and Christmas. They weren't treating you to random stuff every single day. It taught you to appreciate the times you did go on vacation. It taught you to appreciate the time it was your birthday, the time it was Christmas. You were excited for those things. You shouldn't have to feel excitement every single day. You shouldn't have to have a dopamine rush every single day. We need to get back to being okay with being bored. It's okay to be bored. You are teaching kids that they shouldn't feel bored, which also goes into the having no attention span and the overconsumption. We've lost the art of it being okay to not know enough. Not everyone needs to be well-versed in every single thing. We are butting in each other's conversations 24/7, when in real life, if you didn't know about a topic that well, you would never butt in the way you do on social media. 15 minutes of Google research does not emulate an education. Remember, stay in your lane? Yeah, we've lost that. We're all swerving in and out of each other's lanes all the time, thinking we know everything about everything because we spent an hour researching it. Which segues into my next point. Why are you guys holding entertainers accountable to talk about politics? Entertainers are there to entertain, period. Your favorite singer should not ever sway your vote. Let artists focus on their art. Hold politicians accountable to politics. Fork found in kitchen, I know, is the spreading awareness shit. We now have people relying on the internet for community, especially in mental health issues. And I know that mental health help is not always accessible to everyone. I understand that. But growing a community of like-minded people, which 9 out of 10 times just keeps everyone sicker because you constantly validate each other, is not the next best thing, not even close. Sometimes you need professional help, and the internet is not a good replacement for that. Oh, and the last one I think is the most important one. So many people screaming and crying about basic human empathy being lost. Why do you think? It's because we are desensitized. The amount of violence and language and gore and bullying and harassment we see on this app 24/7 is an absurd amount. You don't think your nervous system holds that ever? And then you don't think that it's going to get desensitized later on? Like eventually it doesn't even affect you because you've seen it so many times? Why do you think people are losing empathy? Why do you think violence is going up every single day? Because eventually being behind the screen isn't going to be good enough anymore. We need violence in person because we are that desensitized to violence online. I wholeheartedly believe if we all lost social media right now and never got it back, we would all be happier and healthier versions of ourselves.
It is so important to be mindful of the type of content that you are consuming, whether it's on TikTok, on Instagram, or any other social media platform. There are a lot of red pill women and red pill men that are skewing a lot of our brains into thinking that good men don't exist and that good women do not exist and that all men cheat or all women cheat, when that is not the case. There are a lot of amazing, solid people in this world that are loyal, loving, supportive, caring, literally the full package. Stop letting social media fool you into thinking that these types of people do not exist. Stop letting social media fool you into thinking that every single man cheats or that every woman cheats when that is not the case. If you go into any sort of relationship, if you go into anything with that sort of a mindset, what makes you think that you're going to attract somebody that is going to be loyal to you? At the end of the day, you cannot control somebody. If somebody wants to do something, they are going to do it regardless of how they feel about you and who you are in their life. But don't let bad people or bad experiences ever make you feel like there isn't good people, because I promise you, there are good people out there.
Social media ruined it all. Because why am I sitting here waiting for a selfie or a text because nobody can show up in person or bother to call? Social media ruined love. I don't want someone who will snap me occasionally or like my story on Instagram every once in a while. I'm waiting for a handwritten note sent by the prettiest carrier dove. Social media ruined love. I'm sitting here staring into the phone in my hand, watching videos of couples painting canvases and running through the sand, scrolling through your following on Instagram, comparing my eyes, my skin, my waist, my hair, checking your active bubble on Snap to see if you're still there. I don't want any of this. I want stones thrown at my window as you scream my name. I want someone to love me without feeling any shame. Social media ruined love. No one brings flowers anymore or confesses their deepest thoughts. Now it's all about hookup culture and do it for the plots. Maybe our parents were right. Maybe it is the phones. Where are the romantic gestures, asking dads for permission and throwing stones? Our grandparents never knew what ghosting was or waited up for a goodnight text. Social media ruined love. So what is it going to ruin next?
Social media has ruined relationships in so many different ways. It causes lying, it causes cheating, it causes temptation, it causes comparing yourself to others. You could be a great person, you could have a great heart, you could have status, you could be good looking. And if your significant other is messaging somebody who is rich as fuck or has a better car than you, has a dope house, you're literally going to sit there and question yourself for like fucking a whole hour of why. Maybe even fucking 24 hours. I don't even know. But you get my point. It's such a fucked up place. And what's fucked up is people need to find themselves and be more secure so they don't rely on social media for validation. You shouldn't be with somebody if you need that validation from social media. You should literally just fuck off. You should go find yourself, or you should go with the rich guy that's going to fuck you off because he doesn't care about you. He's literally rich and he's doing whatever the fuck he wants. And if he's in your DMs knowing you're in a relationship, I guarantee you, he doesn't care about you.
If there's one topic that I could talk about for hours, and I mean literal hours, it is the fact that TikTok and social media has completely ruined our generation's relationship expectation. The amount of stuff that I will see, and it's stuff like, well, if he wanted to, he would, and it's boyfriends sending their girlfriends like 15,000 flowers every day and taking them on these expensive vacations and buying them expensive things and going to nice dinners every single week. And then the people that are reposting this saying, I wish my boyfriend would do this, are people in high school and college who are probably dating guys who have basically no source of income. They're either full-time students or working to support themselves through college. I'm sorry, but like, you cannot expect young people who do not have like full-time jobs to be able to afford and do all of these things. And even if you are in like a full-time adult relationship, it is not normal to expect someone to buy you and do all these lavish things in a relationship and act like that is the bare minimum and what should be expected. Like, at the same time, it's not even just like the materialistic things. Like, people have also completely like changed their idea of what's like bare minimum and expected in a relationship. Like, it's supposed to be the normal that like your boyfriend should be ditching his friends to hang out with you and he should be like spending all of his time with you and this and this. Like I said again, especially if you're in high school or college, that is like prime time to be with your friends and build those connections and do that and just be young. You cannot be expecting your boyfriend or girlfriend in like high school or college age to make the relationship their number one priority, because realistically, that is just not a time in your life where your relationship should be your number one, and that is okay. That doesn't make your relationship not healthy or anything. It just means you're focusing on school and your career and your friends, things that you should be focusing on. I just think there needs to be a discussion about shifting our views on relationships back to what is actually normal and not having this like completely jaded idea of what relationships should look like.
Once you get in a healthy relationship, shh, don't say nothing, don't mention it, don't post it, don't do that. Keep the best thing you could do in this day and age, if you on social media, is keep your relationship off social media. That's the best thing you could do. Because this was going to happen. Like, as soon as people see you post your relationship, somebody going to try to sabotage the whole thing. So stay away from posting it on social media. Like, even if you like do like a quote unquote, people be saying like soft launches and stuff, like hand on a lap or something, like, you know, like little stuff like that. Like, even if you do something like that, bro, people still going to try to start finding things about it. Like, I know, especially if you with somebody that you like, you really like, and you like that person like looks good, like you want to share that with people. Like, it's a natural thing. Like, you know, your person looks good, so you like, damn, I want to show off this person, I want to show that person off. But it's just like, you can't do it too soon, man, because you must not know, like, people be hating bad. So as soon as you do something like that, bro, like, people gonna try to find a reason to make your life miserable because they might be feeling a certain way, you know, or they might be jealous. Like, they might be like, damn, like, how did this person get that person? Like, I wish that could be me. So they might try to find something to like try to mess that situation up for you. Because I don't know if you know this, like that happens way too often. Like, people start posting their relationships online, and the next thing you know, it ends badly.
Okay, can we talk about how social media has completely destroyed the way we date? I see men who are hesitant to even approach women because they might get blasted online, and women who are constantly comparing their relationships to what they see on social media. And I truly think this is an issue. First, men don't want to date anymore because they're constantly being blasted online. Like, one wrong move, one bad date, one misunderstanding, and suddenly you're viral on TikTok being called toxic or creepy. Men are terrified of being dragged through the internet for approaching the women the wrong way or not meeting her expectations perfectly. But this isn't just affecting men. Women are constantly comparing what other women's relationships look like with their own. A woman will post, "Look what my man got me," or "He surprised me with this," and suddenly every other woman feels like their man isn't measuring up. We're comparing our real relationships to everyone else's highlight reels, and it's creating impossible standards and constant dissatisfaction. Then you have dating apps giving everyone endless options. Like, why work on a relationship when you can just swipe to the next person? Why put in effort when there are hundreds of other people on your phone? This constant access to options has made everyone disposable. Like, nobody wants to work through problems anymore because there's always someone else just a swipe away. Social media has turned relationships into content. People are more focused on posting about their relationship than actually building their relationship. We've lost the art of private, intimate connections because everyone has to be performed for an audience. Dating used to be about getting to know someone slowly, building trust, working through challenges together. Now it's about instant gratification, perfect presentations, and moving on the second things get difficult. Like, social media has made us all more superficial, more impatient, more entitled. We expect movie level romance, but put in zero effort to create it. Social media promised to connect us, but it's actually made us more disconnected than ever. Real relationships can't compete with fantasy. So put your phone down and focus on the person in front of you. That's where real love happens.
When I was younger and a little more immature, the qualities that I looked for in a girl was for them to be ambitious, super smart, and for them to help me improve my life. And I feel like you tend to notice this in a lot of young men who are ambitious, but I don't understand why a lot of you guys look at relationships as like they're transactional. And I think this is where a lot of the time relationships fall short and end very quickly, because whether it's the effect of social media placing these bizarre, randomly new expectations that you need to have for your partner, or it's just the fact that you feel entitled to your partner's effort, time, and energy, that almost all of the relationships that are happening right now fall short to these expectations. I want you to think of relationships like this. Looks, personality, whatever. Those are important. What's more important is like, is this someone that I would want to show to my friends and family? Is this someone who will take care of me through death and grief and, you know, getting fired from a job or going through the worst moments of your life? Rather than what will they put on the table? What will they do for me? Will they give me enough money? Will they clean fast enough? Like, these are such trivial things that you should not even be considering when it comes to focusing on finding a long-term partner. Stop thinking of relationships as transactional. Stop letting social media influence your expectations for a relationship. Just grow the fuck up.
There is an alarmingly large amount of young American men that watch OnlyFans. Like that, plus porn, plus social media, plus dating apps. Like, it's really killing modern dating. It's really just killing our ability to like build genuine connections. It's just so abnormal for humans to have this much access and visibility to so many people, especially for men who are more prone to, you know, the temptations. Social media and dating apps really give the illusion of like endless options, or always being able to find someone better in some way. Like, it really is so hard to find a good match. Like, what even comes after this? It's just going to be like AI and robots like replacing real humans, replacing real connections in terms of like a romantic sense. Like, trying to stay positive amid all of that, but yeah.
Social media has absolutely destroyed romance, because now everyone thinks they can do better. Everyone thinks they deserve someone hotter, richer, more famous. And instead of nurturing relationships that are right in front of them, they go chasing a figment of imagination that doesn't even exist except for on their explore page. And now we have these guys with just completely unrealistic expectations saying to themselves, well, why am I not dating the Instagram model? Buddy, you're a 6. That's why. And then we have all these women with inflated, massive egos from social media and all the attention they get, and they just want to be with the hottest guy who's ever existed. So the only men who ever get a chance are the males in the top 1% of looks. And now we have two groups of people who will never be satisfied, because that guy will never get the Instagram model 10 out of 10. And those girls will never find the really hot guy who actually treats them right. And instead of pouring effort into relationships that are right in front of them in their everyday life with people that are actually real, they continue to chase this dream version of a life that doesn't exist, and are continually met with disappointment and letdown because it's not real. Social media is not real. The grass isn't greener. You gotta water that shit where you're standing, okay? Except for me. My fiance is fucking hot. And life is good.
Social media is killing genuine connection. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is because not only, and I'm not going to pick sides here, I'm going to talk about both men and women. Both men and women have now created false expectations for not only themselves, but for the people that they choose. And now it's just a game of who can really fit into my fantasy the most. It's not even about love anymore. It's about who fits into my fantasy the most. Who has this. He doesn't have that, but he has all these things, so I'm going to choose him. Like, what is, I believe love is a choice. It's not destined. It's a choice. You choose to love, you know? It's not supposed to be a perfect person at a perfect time. You choose to love. And social media has completely destroyed that. And it's sad, but that's just what it is.
Social media ruined the way that you talk to people. Now, instead of going and interacting with people, you go and you text them, and then you see them in person, and then you walk by them. Like, I feel like that's so normalized now. And I'm not going to say I don't do it. I definitely do it. But, like, I feel like so many people do it. And it's not something that we should be doing. Because everything happens, it's digital. Like, this, it's fake. Like, there's no real connection going on, and the brain like perceives it as connection when you're talking to someone. through texts and stuff, and it's not really like the same thing, and you aren't developing the same skills in just everything that you do when it's in person. And so when you get to know people, it's on the phone, and then you meet them in person and it's awkward. Wonder why.
Yes, social media is most definitely killing romance, for very obvious reasons too. I mean, you get on Instagram and you can't scroll 5 videos without seeing some girl shaking ass in your face, or some guy doing some random fucking thirst trap. And of course, you're going to subconsciously compare them to your partner. And these people are genetic anomalies, and they also have filters, and they edit their videos, and you have no reason to compare them, because at the end of the day, you're with your partner for more than just physical attraction. But that's not what your biology wants to tell you. Your biology wants to go, oh, they're superior, or they're whatever, they're this, they're that. Let's be attracted to them. Let's imagine them. Let's think about them rather than focusing on your partner. And that's just the first iteration of what I'm talking about. Let's talk about how easy it is to be in contact with other people, and how easy it is to go get on a dating app and go hook up with somebody in the first fucking 20 minutes of being on the app. That's also a huge problem. We shouldn't have this many options.
I fear people are losing the ability to know how to have a conversation, the art of having a good conversation, because people don't ask questions. People just don't ask questions when you're talking to them. I notice now so many times, if I wasn't the one instigating the conversation and keep it going, asking them a bunch of questions, getting them to talk about themselves, would the conversation die out? Potentially. This goes for people that I meet just at work, people that I meet in life. And I don't know if people just don't care to ask questions, but I'm a very curious human being. I love to have deep, meaningful conversations. I love to really get to know people. I think that's like the beauty of life, is learning about new people, experiencing what they go through, listening to them, telling stories, sharing. But when I look back at some conversations that I had, I do think it is very one-sided. When I actually think, how many questions did they actually ask me? It's tough. It's tough because I think a lot of people now, they just love to talk about themselves. There's no good back and forth banter. That is rare nowadays. When I do find those people, it like feeds my soul. It's so nice because it just flows. It's just going. And it's the best. I think people are just don't know how to ask questions. People, or maybe they just don't care. But I think it's kind of sad, because that's the beauty of human connection. It's the beauty of life, is to learn about other people. And when one person's only yapping and the other person's just been the listener the whole time, that's a therapist. Just go hire a therapist at that point. And I do feel so grateful. I have beautiful people in my life that I'm friends with, beautiful people in my life that I know, beautiful people that I've met in general, that I've had wonderful conversations with, and it's flowing. But I'm just noticing the ratio of meeting new people that are able to have good conversations with, or hold a good conversation.
I got asked to go on a date the other day, but he wanted to get coffee and then go on a walk.
This is a prime example of social media negatively impacting dating, because the thing is, I feel like years ago, before social media, if someone asked literally her, like, hey, you want to get coffee and go on a walk? If she didn't want to do that, it would just be like, that's not like really my thing, and then they'd figure something else out. But there's a specific population of the internet who has convinced other women that a man asking you on a coffee date is literally him insulting you. He's telling you that you're a piece of garbage who only deserves coffee in life, okay? You need some caffeine to keep your energy up for when you're working in the kitchen. That's what he's saying when he asks you on a coffee date. Like, genuinely, if aliens just plop down to humanity right now, they would somehow think that, like, asking a woman for a coffee date is, like, so disrespectful. It's like he wants to see you, and this is the idea he's proposing. If you don't like this idea, maybe provide one yourself. And look, if this man only wants to do coffee dates and a walk, and, like, that's not something that's compatible with you, guess what? Y'all don't have to go on the date. It's completely fine. Like, mind you, I've been in situations where women have asked me to do things, and I'm like, ugh, like that just sounds so annoying. Like, ugh, like I would never want to do that. But like, I'm not like disrespected. You know what I mean? Like, if a woman wanted to take me on like a spaghetti date, I hate spaghetti, by the way, I'd be like, no, gross spaghetti. But I wouldn't be like, no way she thinks I'm a spaghetti kind of guy. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. I'm going to start doing that because I think it's going to be funny, so be warned. But my point is, it's like specifically women have gotten on here, certain women, in like preach forth this narrative of like a coffee date girl. Like, oh, you're the type of girl to go for coffee dates. As if it's something that you should genuinely feel insulted by. Oh yeah, people want to do all this talking about me lately. This is a prime example of your dating habits being influenced by the people around you. And it's like, I guarantee you, some of the people coming at me for saying I want to date someone who's attractive to other people are the same people who'd be like, A coffee date? A coffee date?
I will always be such a hater for dating apps because they've ruined the magic of males approaching women. I've never been on a dating app before for a variety of reasons, but one of the reasons being that I want a man who has the confidence and bravery to do something difficult and come up to me in public and try to hit on me. And it's been successful. Like, every single one of my boyfriends has been somebody I've met in the wild. But I'm single for the first time in a really long time, and I live in Toronto, so the dating app scene here is humongous. That's pretty much how like everybody met their boyfriends here. So you'll go out in public, like for example, me and my best friend were out on Ossington yesterday. So many guys just stare at you. They stare you down, but they won't say anything. They're just like, I don't know, scared or shy, or they don't think it's worth it. And to contrast that with Europe, me and my best friend were in Europe a few weeks ago, and you can't walk without somebody hitting on you, to the point where you're literally like hitting people off, like, no, there's enough for everybody. And we were meeting guys from all over Europe, Greece, Germany, Austria. All those guys were coming up to us, being bold and brave and hitting on us. And we would ask them, like, do you guys use dating apps? Like, is that a thing where you're from? And they're like, no, that's so embarrassing. We would never use a dating app. And then we get back here, and again, the guys are shy and scared and don't want to come up to you, but they'll stare. They just won't make any moves. And I genuinely blame dating apps because it's made it so easy to avoid that difficult thing to do, which is go up to a woman in public and face the possibility of rejection. It's so much easier to just do that on an app and take away a little bit of the fear. But to me, that is just so wimpy. Like, you're a man. What are you scared of? Legitimately, what are you scared of? You're scared of rejection? You're a man. You should be able to handle that. And move on, laugh about it with your friends, move on to the next girl. I honestly think North America is cooked.
The dating scene is cooked. Everyone's feeling it. No matter where you're at, everyone sucks. Or so it seems. And the reason behind this is because there's so many different options. You go on social media, you have a bunch of girls, a bunch of guys that are super attractive. You go on Hinge, you go on any of these dating apps, there's just abundance of options. So once you find a good one, you're like, oh, I could do better. It's the shiny object syndrome. That's what they call it. Where you see a shiny object, you have something good in front of you, but something over there looks a little nicer. And then you go over there, and then it turns out the grass isn't greener over there. It was greener where you were at. The grass is greener where you water it, guys. I'm very blessed. I have a wonderful girlfriend. Don't know how I found her, or she kind of found me, but that's besides the point. But these dating apps, like most of these dating apps, Hinge, Tinder, they give you abundance of options. I'm not up to date with any of these dating apps anymore, but my buddy's using Cuffed, and he's telling me the cool thing about it is you can only match with one person at a time. I'm not a fan of dating apps whatsoever, but hearing that kind of gave me hope. Those of you dating right now, you might not be as cooked as you think. And if you want to maximize the chances of you finding a match, just go out with one person at a time. That's all it takes. Cut off the roster.
I think dating in 2025 might actually be cooked for most people. And the reason I say this is because I feel like a lot of people nowadays are just in situationships or single or something like that. So I think dating in 2025 might actually be cooked, especially for people in like Gen Z. And the reason I say this is because just social media and like dating apps, I think specifically, people think that they have a lot more options than they really do. So this causes people to behave differently from what I've noticed. People think that they have a lot of options, maybe because they get a lot of likes on dating apps or like messages or DMs or swipes or matches or whatever that is. But in reality, most of these are not even viable options that would want to meet your standards. People have specific like standards for people, like they might not be compatible with people of certain personality types, might be looking for a serious relationship and others are not. People are basically behaving like they have so many backups and they're not treating people that they're like them like as well, I guess, because of this. Like, oh, I have this backup, so I don't need to fully commit to this right now. Like, I have other options. Since everyone's thinking this way, a lot of people are going to end up single or end up dying alone. And I think specifically in our generation, a lot of people will die alone. I'm just wondering where this came from specifically. So yeah, let me know what you think, and yeah.
I feel like I'm never going to like find love, and I really don't want to think like that because I don't want to believe like, oh, your thoughts create your reality. So I don't want to like even put that in like the universe, if that makes sense. But I did delete the dating apps. It just like makes me sad. It makes me depressed. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest and vulnerable for a second. I got my heart like broken, like shattered like last year this time. And it's been a process for sure. I see those videos where people are like 1 month after the breakup and they're all sad. 2 months, they're a little better. 3 months, glowing, whatever. My story was not like that. My first relationship actually like destroyed me. It was really bad. I'm really emotional. I don't know how to explain it. And I guess it's like when you wouldn't do something to somebody, like when you can't even fathom and then it like happens to you, and it's kind of like, I am not stuck on the person. I'm not stuck on that. I'm stuck on like trying to understand and like rationalize why like certain things happened, or like they did certain things, said certain things, whatever. That's what like eats me up inside. It's not even like the person. Anyways, though, I will say though, that relationship was the first and like only where I was like, I have butterflies. Like I'm in love. Like I genuinely felt like I was in love. Okay. And so these dating apps, when I'm like out meeting these guys or like whatever, it's not like that right now. And I know I gave myself that feeling and I was naive as hell. So like I would have looked past anything. And now after that, like I feel like I have this like lens on where like the second I see anything wrong, I'm like, I'm out. Like I'm out. Even though like I would have let that and that times 1,000 fly. Like when, you know, when I was like in a relationship or like whatever. But I have this fear that like nobody like actually like, I don't know how to explain it. Like I just feel like nobody will like actually like me enough to like pursue a relationship with me. And I feel like nobody looks at me like that. And I don't really know how to like explain it, but I feel like I'm constantly like looking. This is so vulnerable for no reason, but like I feel like I'm always like looking almost for to see like, do they look back or like whatever. And I get it, like it'll come naturally, like you'll find somebody, but I haven't yet. And I just really crave like having a person. It's not even necessarily like I want a boyfriend. I just want to like share this life with somebody, because honestly like life is sweeter that way, and that's like what I really miss. And this time like I want somebody to like genuinely care about like me and like who I am, and like I don't know how to like even like talk about this, but I feel like every date that I've been on, and I've been on quite a few, okay, dating is really fun, but it also sucks because I feel like, you know, like automatically, not automatically, because there is like such thing as like a slow burn, but like to me, because I haven't experienced a slow burn, I think that every person that I don't get butterflies or nervous or like whatever about like by, I'm like, oh, like it's not this one, it's like I'll never, whatever. So yeah. I don't know what to do about it. I am really hoping that a guy just walks into my life, you know, and it kind of sucks too, because I had this whole plan, you know, it's like I'm gonna be married by 25. I definitely want kids by 26, 27, like, you know, picket fence, chicken eggs, like fresh from the backyard. And now I'm kind of like, I don't know if that's gonna happen. But then again, like I also have to trust in the fact that like I don't want to just like be with anyone. Like I want to genuinely like my person. I want the person to like me back, and maybe it'll just take a little bit longer. So yeah, if anyone is in the same boat, like love ya, good luck. Like also I've just been like listening to so much like sad music, but like I love being in my field. So like the emotional stuff, Coldplay, Iris, all that, like rom-com movies. It kind of sucks too, because I'm such like a romantic person, and like I love, and it's like I want that, you know, but I'm also so scared of it, because if I get my heart broken again, I'm done. Like my girls are going to find me on the street. Like I can't do it again. So it's like, it's this fear, but it's also like this yearning. I can't explain it. I don't know. Happy Wednesday, y'all.